crafters, Lisa here from Fun Stuff Crafts. So glad you could join me for another Inspiration Friday. So we're in the new year and I've been putting away all of my Christmas decorations, got everything packed away, and I came across all of my Christmas cards. So the question is, what do you guys do with your Christmas cards? So one of the things I love to do is I love to get them throughout the month of December and, even after Christmas. In fact, I got some in the mail today. But what do you do with them? It's fun to read all the letters and catch up with the old friends, but I don't know about you, but I have the hardest time throwing away these beautiful cards. So what I've done over the past couple of years that I thought would be a really fun Inspiration Friday project is I like to make gift tags out of my Christmas cards. So I've got all different styles, some of them round, some of them with little scallops, all different types of tags here. And so I thought it would be a really fun Inspiration Friday project since we're all, putting Christmas stuff away and getting stuff set and organized. So what I'm gonna do today is I'm gonna show you 3 ways to make the gift tags. The first way, we are going to be using a really fun punch that I picked up at Hobby Lobby. They had 50% off on all their paper craft, and so I picked up a punch there, so I'm going to be showing you that. The second way is with just a good old pair of scissors and a hole punch. And then the third way, of course, I'm going to show you how you can do the gift tags with your maker. There's a little bit of a trick to be able to do it with the maker, placing your cards on the mat. So I'm going to take you step by step how to do that. So give me just a second to get my camera angle changed and we will get making some Christmas tags out of our Christmas cards. Great way to upcycle those cards. So give me a second and we'll get started. So let's go ahead and get started. One of the first things that I like to do when I am working on this type of project is I go through my Christmas cards. And I don't know about you, but I get lots of Christmas cards that have pictures on them. And those don't necessarily make for the best punches. So what I do is I take out all of my cards that have got pictures on them, and then I end up with all of these different types of cards. Now, a couple things you also want to look at when you're making tags is you want to make sure that the back part of the card is blank. So this is an example, really cute picture, but if I punch the tag, I'm going to have this writing on the back. So this is not one that I would use. And I look at this next one, this Happy Holidays. This one is a good one. So the first thing I like to do then after I've found out the ones that I want to use is I cut off the back. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut off the back of a few of these. And you see that one's blank there. I'll cut off the back. And the backs I'm just actually going to throw away. So I'll just check a few here. Now this one has just got a verse on it, which is perfectly fine. So we will, because even though I'm recycling these cards, I'm not going to be able to use every single bit of the card. So I go ahead and just cut a few of those out. And let's just go ahead and get started with these ones that I have. I'll also take this one that I'd already cut earlier. We'll save these ones for when we do it with the Cricut. So this punch that I picked up is really cool. It's got 3 different sizes, and I'm not sure if you guys can really see that clear, but it's got a 1.5, a 2.5, and a 2. So what that is that is going to tell me the width of my tag. So here's a tag that I made using this. So what you need to do for this type of a tag is you do need to have your card cut. Now I'm just eyeballing it with my cut, and this punch is so cool. You just go ahead and put that right in there, and I punch it, and look at that. I've got a cute tag. So now I can either leave this tag just like it is. This one you can see probably wasn't a good one for me to use. I used it as an example for you guys because it's got writing on the back. But another thing I like to do is, I've talked to you guys about this before, I've got a Crop-A-Dile corner chopper, little guy. And so this just adds just a little more dimension to the tag. And how cute is that for a tag? So we'll just do a few more of these. Let's go ahead and get rid of that because it does have writing on the back, so I'm not going to be able to do it. So sometimes I really like to look closely at the card to kind of figure out what type of tag I can do. Now this is really cute because I could remove the top of this one and I could add that. That one's already done for me. So then when I look at this card, I could easily do tags going down this direction. So sometimes I just like to take my ruler, and if I'm going to do a 2.5 inch, I can either do it with my ruler, or I can get out my paper cutter, which is always a good thing to have on hand. And what I can do there is, if I cut these at 2.5, because I really like that size of a tag. So if I go ahead and just put these in and do that at the 2.5, I think I should be able to get a couple tags out of this one. This gold trim is just going to be beautiful for a tag. And look at that. That's exactly what I've got is that. So let's put that off to the side. And let's go ahead. This gold trim is just absolutely beautiful. So let's go ahead and see what that looks like as a tag. Now, how cute is that? Now, I would say this is too long of a tag. And so what I'm going to do is, let's go ahead and punch this other one. Okay, and then let's go ahead and just take my cutter again. And let's go ahead and do these tags to be about, let's see what a good size is. Let's go this way so at least it can measure a little bit better. Let's say we're going to make these 4-inch tags. So there we go. Cute tag. That gold little trim looks so nice. Go ahead and do this other one. And then what I'm going to do is go ahead and take the other part of that part that I just cut off. And I'm going to go ahead and make him a tag. And I am going to make that one a tag. So that card we just had, we just made, move these up a little bit so you guys can see a little bit better. We just made 4 really cute gift tags. So really easy way to do it with the punch. Now, if I'm doing it with just a pair of scissors and a cutter, still I would do the same thing. I'm going to go ahead and let's see how wide this guy is. This is 4. So let's go ahead and do 2-inch tags here. And we'll just cut Santa's belt right down the middle there. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my corner cropper. And I'll just cut cute little corners here. Now this is going to be an extra long tag. But it's kind of fun to have different size tags. I have a big present you're wrapping. And it just makes those look really cute. I'm going to take my little hole punch. And there we go. I've got another tag there. And I've got another tag. So that little card made 2 really cute tags. So you can see how easy this can be making the cards. Now this is another really pretty one that has got a piece going across it. So I'm going to remove it. Always like to save those little pieces like that. And now this one, I think that I'm going to go ahead and use my punch on. And I'm going to do 2.5-inch ones on this guy. And this piece right here, I'm really not going to want on my card. But let's go ahead and just see how many I can get cut out here. So there is 2.5. Now I know you guys on your clearance, you can pick up tags that are really inexpensive, but I don't know. I like to upcycle things, and And I just hate to throw these cards away. They're just absolutely beautiful when people send them to me. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in. That one didn't quite come out. That one I think I'm not liking how that piece that we took off is there. So looks like I didn't quite get this guy at 2.5. So go ahead and trim a little bit. Can't do anything wrong here, you guys. This is all, you know, we're just playing with these and making some cool tags. That one's same thing. It's a little bit longer than 2.5, so it's not quite fit, or yeah, 2.5 not quite fitting in there, right? And there we go. Made a couple more cards, or a couple more gift tags. So you get the idea on doing it this way, either with a punch. Now I will tell you, I picked up this punch the other day at Hobby Lobby. It was marked $19.99, but they had all the paper craft tools, and this was considered paper craft, on sale for 50% off. So I paid $10 for my punch, and I know I will get $10 worth of use out of it. So you guys get the idea on doing it with the paper punch, or just a pair of scissors, a hole punch, and my cropper, right? So now what I want to do is I want to change the mode, and I want to take you over to Design Space, and I want to show you how I made some of these other tags, and I'll show you what I mean by other tags. I've got some ones that have got little scallops on them. There's another one with the scallops, just a straight round one. These ones I actually made on Design Space. And so I want to show you how I put these on the mat and how I got them all to set up just right so I could put my Christmas cards on the mat and cut some really cool tags. So give me just a second here and let's change our angle, and I want to jump over to Design Space with you guys, and we will make some more Christmas tags. So I'm in Design Space now, and I'm on the canvas, and I've got 5 different styles of tags out here for you right now, but I thought it would be good for me to show you where I found these tags. So if you just go into Images, and then I just use the search bar and I type in the word tag, and there's all different styles of tags you can see here, and you can see some of the ones I've already used. But let's go ahead and select this round one. I don't have a round one yet, and I'm just going to go ahead and insert it in. So the first thing I like to do is to resize it. And my other tags are all 4x3 or 4x2. And so that's what I'm going to go ahead and do here. And so you can either unlock the proportions up top here, or you can do it right here in the little corner, do the unlock. And so we're just going to go ahead and size this tag to be the same dimensions as our other tags. Now, one other thing we want to do is we want to cut these all out on the same mat. And in order to do that, we need to make all of the tags be the same color. So I'm going to go over to the right hand corner there, and I'm going to pick Color Sync. And just by doing that, it is going to show me the 2 colors I have on my mat. So I'm just going to take that pink color and pop it up, and you can see now I have got all of my tags the same color. So once I do that, I am going to go ahead and I'm going to click on Make It in the upper right hand corner, and it is going to show that I've got all my tags. Now the way my tags are laid out right now will not work with me cutting them on my cards. And so what I need to do is I need to take a look at the cards I'm going to be using, how I'm going to put them on the mat, and then however I put them on the mat, I need to arrange them that way here in Design Space. So for my first card, I am laying it out on my mat, and I'll show you that as soon as we get done here in Design Space. But I'm laying it out on the mat, determining what the correct size is. And then once I've done that, I know that I've got about 4 3/4 by 7 1/2. And so I'm able to just take 3 of these tags and I'm just going to move them around. And you see when you click on an individual cut item, you can move it to where you want it to be. So now I've got 3 of these lined up and I'm going to be able to cut out 3 tags from one card. And so now I want to go ahead and look at the size of the second card I'll be using, and I'm going to go through the exact same steps. Now the key here is when you're laying your cards on your mats, you need to have the spacing the correct way. So I'll get them laid out here, and I know exactly where I'm going to be laying my card on the mat. And so I'm going to place it the same way. So basically you're just matching up what's in Design Space to what is actually on your mat. So you can see here I've got this all lined up. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and click our next button. Now I like to use the cardstock setting when I am cutting these gift tags out. Some of your cards are a little bit different texture, but I think the cardstock, and I've got a medium cardstock on my default or my favorites, and so I've been using that. So right now my maker is just looking for my, Design Space is looking for my maker, and it's found it, and then here's my medium cardstock. I've also been using more pressure. That seems to work real well for me. So we're going to go ahead and pop over now to the mat so I can show you how it's loaded before I hit the go button. So in loading your mat when you're doing this type of project, remember we had talked about where I placed the cuts on inside a Design Space. So one of the things that I have learned that I like to do, and again this one's got writing in it, but I just love the card so I'm going to cut it anyway. I like to turn mine upside down, okay? And you really want to make sure that your card is adhered to your mat, okay? So the other one I placed at the 6-inch mark, and so I'm going to put my card at the 6-inch mark, okay? So I've got these in nice and tight, okay? Nice and adhered. I've pushed down really well, and now I'm going to hop over and load my machine, and we'll come back and show you what it looks like. My mat just came out of my machine, and I will tell you that I had this card that had a little bit of glitter on it, and my card started moving. So I did have an issue over at the machine, and only got 2 cuts out of that glitter card. So lessons learned there: if you're going to do ones with a glitter card, probably should face it up and not face it down, or use a brand new machine, mat. My mat might not have been sticky enough. But look at these other ones on the other card. Cute little tags that we've made, and straight from using my Cricut. So just a couple different ways that you guys can make Christmas tags out of your Christmas cards. I've made, gosh, I don't know how many tags I've got here. I've got a stack full. I'm trying to grab them all to show you guys. But I have just made so many different tags. I'm going to throw a little bit of ribbon on the end of these, and then I have got a stash of Christmas paper and, you know, all the wrappings and everything ready for next year. And so I'm going to go ahead and put those right in so we can use them next year when we are ready to wrap our Christmas presents. The finishing touch I like to put on my gift tags is to either take some ribbon or some raffia, and that's what I'm doing with this gold glittery one, is just put a little bit of ribbon or raffia. I tie it around the end just to add a little touch. Put the raffia in there, and then I trim it off. You can see I've done a bunch of the ribbon ones The ribbon ones are a little bit different. The way I tie them on is a little bit different. I just slide the ribbon right through the hole and I pull it through and just do a little slip knot. And so the ribbon one goes on really quick. I normally just cut up a bunch of ribbon. I happen to have just a whole bunch of red ribbon left over this year, so I decided to just go with either the red ribbon or the raffia. And so you can see I can do just little tiny pieces of raffia. I've got my raffia just in a little box. I've just put it right inside this little box, so I just pull out the amount that I need and I can add it. Now you do not need to do this step, but I just think it adds to it. And then that way, when you go to put it on the package, you can hook it by the raffia or the ribbon and still have room to put your, your to and from on the back side on your tags. So I'm just going to finish up here with this project here with my gift tags, getting ready to put them all away once I have all these done. And this is just a fun project to be able to do with all of those Christmas cards. The one thing I really enjoyed doing is as I was going through and separating the cards, you kind of reread them. Some people add in a Christmas letter. I know in our house, my husband does our Christmas letter. He always does such a good job of writing that, but it's so fun to catch up with friends. Sometimes, I've got people on my Christmas card list that I sometimes don't even see the entire year, but we always exchange a Christmas card. So fun to get them. The picture ones are great. We do a picture one every year, and it's fun to see how my boys have grown over the years. And this year we added the girlfriends in with our Christmas card. So our family's growing, but lots of fun. So I hope you like this little project that I put together for you. Also planning all the 2020 Inspiration Friday projects, and can't wait to share all of those with you guys. So like I say, I'm just going to go ahead and keep putting these guys all together. And I hope you guys have a great Friday, and we will see you on our next Inspiration Friday. And here's an example of all the gift tags I was able to make out of my Christmas cards this year. I hope you liked this project, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up. And if you subscribe to my channel, thanks so much. And if you're not a subscriber to my channel, please subscribe and click on the bell, and it'll alert you each time I upload a new video. And don't forget to check out my blog at funstuffcrafts.com for more DIY tutorials.